right, 30 seconds here. All right. This is KXSF LP San Francisco, 102.5 FM. It's time for KXSF Live. We are here live in the studio with Project Haze. But first, I want to let you know that programming on KXSF is brought to you in part by Paceline Law, the Bay Area's lawyer for bike people. If you've been injured in a bike or a pedestrian accident and need legal help, Paceline Law is on your side. For more information, you can visit pacelinelaw.com. KXSF wants to thank Paceline Law for supporting San Francisco Community Radio. All right, I'm going to send it off. Mitch Rocket's on his way in the house, but we're going to send it off to Project Haze and let him rock the house for a while.
song's called Incel, and it's about horrible people that you come across in your life.
Yeah, we want to let the airwaves know that this is an anti-incel song.
Alright, we're gonna do another heavy one. This one's called Save Me.
KXSF 102.5 FM. Hopefully it's sounding there. I can't hear in these headphones whether it sounds good here in the headphones. Sounds good in the headphones in the mixer.
Yeah. We're excited to be here. So the first two songs we played are called Incel, again, anti-incel song, and Save Me. Both tracks are off our EP we released February last year called the Codependency EP. Johnny, you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, it was something we kind of wanted to change up from our sound from the beginning of our band. When our band started in 2020, releasing music, we were more coming from a producer standpoint, But now, that Codependency EP that we released just last time, the last EP was the last two songs. We wanted to go more raw. more guitars, more bass, more drums, and yeah, we actually got one more new one. Next one is called Palin.
All right, Mitch Rockets in the house. We got some problems happening.
Sorry, y'all.
I don't know if you were hearing
Dog,
this
eh?
outside. I think there's problems. Hold on.
All right, we got some technical difficulties in the station. Everyone sit tight. Johnny and I can talk a little more about the music.
Yeah. Like I said, we plan to go more raw for our next few projects. If you know the old Project Haze, it might not be what your liking is, but you know what? It's rock and roll.
Yeah, we've really kind of evolved from.
Play a spot real quick.
No, it's coming through.
Oh no, that sounds alright. Maybe it sounds okay.
Yeah, it works.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah,
Sorry, everyone. We're getting set up here in the
Yeah,
studio. We did our first two songs while everything's getting
Just wasn't on.
set up.
What's that?
This was not the channel.
Well, I just switched it. Oh no. Yeah,
It's not one.
To anybody listening, thanks for tuning in on a Sunday. Some of you might be in church, some of you might not, but you're here now because
There
you're
are a lot of friends tuning in.
Yeah.
We're excited to be here. Yeah, we're a San Francisco-based band, so this means a lot to us.
Yeah, thanks for being with us. Hey, Mitch Rocket, for those who are listening, sorry if you're late. Traffic plus Uber took a wrong turn. What are you gonna
SF
do?
problems.
Scott actually did, I think, sound for a church this morning, so.
Oh,
there's some
wow.
church going on.
Okay.
Jesus pays well.
Jesus pays well.
for those who don't know that. That's a good line.
Well, we got everyone here now. We just did our first two songs. Mitch, you want to chat with us for a bit, or should we play some more music?
Why don't you play one more song while I get set up here?
Okay.
I got you. This next one is called Palin. It's off our newest EP, a 3-track EP. Check it out anywhere, Spotify. Yeah, you're gonna hear it now live. You can go back on it. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, this one's a breakup song. We actually released two versions of it. So, Jonathan, who's singing today, has a live version that we released, and then we also have a studio version, which our guitarist, who's not here, Gabe, sings on.
Cool.
thank you guys for being in the studio with us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Likewise, thanks for having
Really
us.
excited.
The technical difficulties. Usually we smooth sailing, but
No worries, we're adaptable musicians.
Exactly.
That was a mantra that we adopted when we started playing live shows, just to be ready for whatever hits us.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you recently just like played a show to the Solar Van Saturdays. That's just like out on the arena, right?
Yeah, we played. Today is our third day in a row that we're playing shows. We played a lot of interesting events in the Bay Area, starting with Friday night. We played a festival at a seafood restaurant in Oakland, kind of near Alameda, called Quinn's Lighthouse. It was a little bit of a chaotic show. There was supposed to be 20 bands. People thought it was going to get canceled like an hour before it started. We decided to show up. But it was a great time. We played to a surprise dinner audience that was not ready for a bunch of rock music. But it was great. Yeah, we had a wonderful time. And then we kept the party going into Saturday. We played Out in the Water by Emeryville. Lee Hoffman, who's in the band Elegant Trash, he hosts these free shows by the water. He's got an organization called Bang the Bay that does a lot of free shows. He posts up a solar-powered van by the water twice a month. It's our second time playing it. It's really fun. It's just beautiful to be out by the water. It's very freeing to kind of play a show without a lot of expectations. You can just have fun and
I've always meant to go to those. I haven't made it yet, but hey, someday.
They do one once a month, right?
Yeah.
Twice a month.
Twice a month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice, man.
Yeah, it's pretty
I have
often.
no excuse. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's far, is all.
Yeah, we've been having fun doing non-traditional gigs. We play a lot of clubs and things in the Bay Area, but we like playing like house parties or the seafood restaurant was a good time.
Yeah.
Playing out by the water, like
Man,
we want to do
20
more of
band
that.
surprise
Yeah.
bill is crazy. 20 bands that you don't know are going to happen.
Oh yeah. Some of them were coming from like Fresno. Some of them
Yeah.
insanely far. I felt kind of bad. Like there was confusion with like the promoters, I guess, and we're like, dude, we're ready like on the road. Here, 2 hours in. We're just gonna turn around because we don't even know where we're gonna show up to.
Yeah, the people at the seafood restaurant were like, "There's no show here tonight. What are you talking about?" They kicked the people with the gear out, and so
Whoa.
yeah, I just went to our practice studio. We practiced in the Tenderloin in Turk Street. There's a studio there.
I think I've
We
been
just
to
kind of
that.
went there to rehearse, and we're like, "Well, if there's a show, we'll just sit tight and play it." Yeah.
Oh my god, that's incredible. Well, that's a truly that's truly pinnacle vocal music there. Really, true
definitely.
DIY.
Yeah, we kind of like the punk rock spirit of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on for your third show of the weekend here.
Oh
Yeah, it's been a busy weekend for us, but we're feeling good.
I'm feeling a little worn down, but
That's
you
fair.
know, as soon as this guitar is on me and you know I got a mic in front of me, I guess it's always showtime. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You kind of have to.
You have to. Absolutely. Well, before we get into the next song, do you guys have any other gigs coming up that people would know about?
Yeah, we got a big one. So, Bottom of the Hill, July 11th.
Oh, exciting.
We're playing on a bill with Westerly and Montgomery Station. We played the same bill in January at Brick and Mortar, which is probably our biggest show ever.
Yeah,
And so we're
one
doing
of
it
our
again at
biggest
Bottom of the
shows.
Hill. I'm really excited about it. It's a show we're going to put a lot of energy in. We have 2 guest stars that are going to be joining us.
You might know them, you might not. Whoever's listening that's been to Project Haze show, but there's gonna be tons of surprises. We might give stuff away. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Come
Are they
through.
surprise guests, or do we know who some of them are already?
We could say their names. We'll give them a
that's-
shout out.
Yeah, give them a shout out if they're listening.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Is
I'll
Lenny one of
introduce.
them?
Excuse me?
Is Lenny one of them?
Lenny is one of them, yeah.
Alright,
So
got it.
Lenny's a friend of ours. We met at a rooftop open mic night that our friend JW hosts.
Shout out to JW.
Yeah.
Guest on the show previously.
Bernal
Big
Heights
guy.
Radio, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a competing
Yeah.
radio station, the Titans of the
It's
Bay Area
all
radio
love between
industry.
us. I love JW.
Yeah, so we met Lenny. She's performed with us a few times. Jonathan and I have also performed with her, did some of her songs. So a lot of good collaboration. She's got a band called Tin Can Talker, which is really cool.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of playing guitar for them as of late. Like I know they have a lead guitarist, but they asked me to
Yeah.
fill in for rhythm.
Cool.
You know, I like their songs, so it's always fun to do it. Get more chops in. You know, not always doing Project Haze stuff. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and then our other guest star is Autumn. She's in a band, Dalmatia.
Mhm.
So we produced a song for her called Take, and it was her song. She wrote it, and she brought us in to play guitars, bass, drums, and produce it. And so we made the song with her. We performed it live with her twice, and then now she has her own band, which is doing some of their first shows, which is really exciting.
Cool. I mean, people who've been listening to this program will have heard at least one Tin Can Talker song before. They have one one single out called "Kill Your Darlings."
Yeah.
Kill Your Darlings is great.
It's a
I gotta
great
give a
song.
shout out to my favorite Tin Can Talker song, Gut Punch. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
It was an honor.
That's the one you can't play on the radio, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta take out the F word. We had to edit a few of the songs we played. If
Yeah.
you heard a couple brief pauses, it's because we had some bad words we can't say on the radio.
Well,
Inappropriate.
Thank you for taking 'em out. Yeah, keeps us in good standing with the FCC, so we appreciate
Yeah.
that. Cool. Well, want to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we did all our heavy songs just now, so now we're gonna move on to the indie portion of the set. Yeah, hope you enjoy this. Next one's called Serotonin.
I like this one.
Thank you.
this song before I joined. This was the song that got me into Project Haze. I joined the band just about 2 years ago.
Yeah, cool.
I met Project Haze on an app. We met on Bandmix.
Band Tinder, basically.
Yeah, Band Tinder. So we swiped right on each other. I auditioned with the band. I did not get the gig at first.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they ghosted me actually after that.
Wow.
But 2 months later, we reunited. I was hosting these little indie shows in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
We teamed up to play one together, and then, yeah, the rest is history.
The rest is history.
I
I didn't know
You guys all
Serotonin was your
introduce yourself
favorite.
at the start, right? Like, do people on the radio know who's talking when?
Oh yeah, we'll say our names.
Yeah, let's do that.
So I'm Bill. I play bass. I'm the guy that joined Project Haze 2 years ago. I'm gonna pass it over to Jonathan.
I'm Jonathan. I guess. Fucking one of the.
Yes.
Sorry. Whoa.
Identity crisis.
Identity crisis for sure.
The existential crisis is real.
Existential,
We
yeah.
call him Johnny too.
Yeah, call me
Might just want Johnny
Johnny.
today.
Jonathan Johnny. Singer, guitar player, Project Haze. Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time under different band names. I've been with the band with Andrew, our drummer.
Yes.
Yeah, for a very long time.
Hello.
Different members.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like, I think we have something solid and foundational now with Project Haze.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we are missing one person. His name is Gabe Silva. He actually plays lead guitar and also does backup vocals and some lead vocals. Unfortunately, he's not here. He's out of town.
So good.
But it's okay. You know, this is kind of a cozy space anyway, so it's always fun to do
absolutely.
a
Yeah.
three-piece.
Yeah, the power trio.
Yeah.
It's part of being an adaptable musician.
Yeah.
It's also cool that Andrew has a mic. Andrew never has a mic in front of him,
Yeah,
so
I'm
he gets
here.
to talk. Andrew has a voice.
I'm here. Woo.
Right? Whoever's been to our shows, you just never hear his voice back there.
Never. No. Never.
Yeah.
We assure you that Andrew's lovely. He's the loveliest drummer in the Bay Area.
I've been-
He's a great guy.
That's very sweet.
I've been kind of forcing him to sing a little bit. I mean, like, dude, like, you could do it. You just choose not to do it.
Yeah, Jonathan forced me to sing too. I did not start singing until like a
Had
year
it-
ago.
I had a gun to everyone's head, but like everyone has to sing an orchestra, a choir.
You want to play that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play Wasted Art. This one's kind of an old one. More pop punky style ish. Alright. I'm Wasted Art was released back 2021 or 2022.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something around there.
Fine.
And that was one of our like transitional songs into like going from a more producer centric
Yeah.
band to a more rock band. Yeah.
Cool. I saw that you guys had like different names before too. I was reading your guys' like website bio. So you were known as Eighth of a Dime.
Oh yes.
or something.
Holy crap.
What is that a reference to?
Oh man.
Just kidding.
It's a reference to just being a young lad in San Francisco.
Coin.
And just talking about my surroundings, you know.
But Project Haze, how did that name come about? Like, what does that mean to you guys?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think Project Haze kind of came from like we weren't sure about what direction our music wanted to go. Kind of, I think this was 2018, 2017, I would say. Like we were still in college, Andrew and I, and Gabe, who's not here. We had a few other bassists that would come and go, and I think I don't know if Project Haze is a marijuana reference or a hazy IPA reference, but we needed like we knew we had like a project going on because we would, like I
both
said
two
before.
uniquely California things.
Yeah, like I said before,
Yeah.
like before we played live, you know, as a band, like as often as we do now, we're mostly in our drummer Andrew's garage, just kind of like producing songs. So we knew we had something like kind of brewing in the making, but we just
Brewing
like
IPAs on
you see
Yeah.
you see the connection. Yeah, and then you know we would
We're
just
trying to turn it into a whole brand. You know, yeah.
yeah like some Project Haze weed stream, some hazy weed stream. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Project Hazy IPA.
Didn't Deftones do something like that?
I don't know if they didn't. We're definitely doing it.
Yeah, I knew like Deftones was like sold like a box of like marijuana.
Are we allowed to talk about this on the air?
I think to a certain extent, like.
Okay, we'll keep it PG-ish.
They just can't underwrite
We
us.
are.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so I guess weed companies can't sponsor us, but
Gotcha.
we can
Okay.
That's fair.
discuss it
That's
existing.
very fair.
We are responsible gentlemen.
Yes,
Um,
very responsible.
we're good
Indeed.
standing citizens.
Indeed.
But yeah, the name Project Haze either derived from like project as in like we have something we know we got going on. The haze is either, if I remember correctly, is either from a weed strain or hazy IPA.
Oh yeah.
That's the things that are kind of like around a lot.
Well, let me know when you're dropping that beer.
Yeah, we gotta talk to a few breweries around the bay. See who.
Yeah, so the first time I met these guys, I came to Andrew's garage. It's super cute. He set up like string lights, and there's a bunch of like Project Haze like pictures and stuff. There was like a little couch, and so I met this group of guys. Like two of their friends were just like hanging out on the couch, vibing, listening to music. And it was a really good time, and that's kind of where like the band originated. That's where like the creative process happened, and we've grown a lot since then. We have another studio, like I said. We mostly practice for live at our studio at Turk Street, and then we do a lot of recording and producing in Andrew's garage still.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, true garage rock then.
Oh, very. Yeah, because recording is expensive.
It is.
Very expensive. So we're very fortunate to kind of learn along the way. Because we used to record at like High Street Studios. I don't know if you heard of that place.
Oh, of course.
In
Yeah.
Tenderloin area. A lot of history there, and we're fortunate enough to meet audio engineers to kind of like teach us the ways, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just learned ourselves because like, hey, all this equipment is available to us now, so might as well just do it ourselves.
Cool.
All right,
Well,
let's
we
play
wanna
another
our
one.
song, and then yeah, keep it rolling.
Sweet.
Right. This one's off our Codependency EP. It's a very slow one. It's called Sous Veneur. It's a French. Well, the title's in French. I forgot what the stylistic choice of that was. I think I was just trying to be different or something. But it's originally a piano ballad song, but I translated it on the guitar. So hopefully it sounds pleasant to your guys' ear. So I kind of adopted like a John Mayer-y vibe to it. So here it is. Thank you. Like I said, a mixture of things. Sometimes it's super heavy and lots of cuss words, and it's very soft and ballady like that.
Yeah, we have range as a band. We've got the sappy, sentimental, slow songs. We've got the fast stuff. We like kind of changing up our set list every show. We mix in a couple covers. Then kind of depending on what the venue is, we'll pick and choose what songs we play. Also, sometimes we reformat them. When we've played with Lenny, she's brought a mandolin, which brings an extra dimension to our songs, things like that.
Cool. Yeah, I love the variety. Like, it makes it interesting for a full set to have not just one thing you do.
Yeah, we've been talking. Oh, sorry.
I gotta say, you gotta get some slow ballads with the cursing and some very fast, sappy songs.
Yeah.
You really want to complete the
We could do that. Yeah.
Well, I think we're about halfway through here, a little more than that. I'll just mention real quick for the folks listening our upcoming list of who's playing on the program. So next week we're actually taking a week off. We're going to broadcast live from the North Beach Festival, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days. I actually don't know exactly how that works, but I'm not involved in it. But Saturday and Sunday will be live playing music out of the North Beach Festival. So you can come find our DJs there. Then the week after that, we have Groovelin on the show. I'll play some Groovelin in the next hour. And, for those
Groovelin's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Groovelin, the best, And then 6/29, we're actually also off again. And then Plie A is going to be here on July 6th.
Plie is also awesome. I saw him at the Bandshell show.
Yes, so we had them on our KXSF / Mitche's Brew sponsored, put together, etc. show that we did at the Bandshell last month. That was a lot of fun. Obviously, you won't get the visual component hearing them on the radio, but they do have a great visual component with the ballet dancing and everything.
That's
Music
awesome.
is also good though, so
Yeah.
it will also be enjoyable radio listening.
Yeah. I think we got a band show in November.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe an acoustic one. So we might be. It's been a minute since we've done an acoustic set.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it part of the Wednesday singer-songwriter thing, or is there another acoustic reason for it?
I'm talking to the booker right now.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
still figuring things out because it's kind of a ways out in November.
For sure.
Yeah. So,
Fair to say.
but I know we have something confirmed with them. So.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep us in the loop about it.
Mhm.
Oh, I should mention for those who didn't tune in earlier that these guys, Project Days, have a show coming up. It's at Bottom of the Hill on July 11th.
That is correct.
with
Yep.
Westerly
Yes.
and one more band.
Montgomery Station.
Montgomery Station.
Awesome
Haven't heard of them.
bands.
Are they local?
Yeah, they're great.
Cool. I'll check them out. Yeah. Let's do another song if you're ready.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
This next one is a Codependency. It's our title track actually off our last EP. A lot of people do know this one, so if you're in the car or at home, hum to it, sing to it, whatever. This song's about codependent people. Remember what we went through. that's one of the songs that requires me a guitar switcheroo.
Yeah, this one's in a different tuning, so we often have to bring several guitars on stage with us.
What
Just-
tuning is it?
Open D. It's kind of like a Midwest emo song, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kinda
Open
used-
D with a capo on the 4th fret. So whatever
There we go.
whatever that is.
For all you guitarists.
Yeah.
If you like Midwest emo, we have one Midwest emo song, so just listen to that over and over.
Just one.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
That's just the one.
Yeah, it's 'cause I think it's the first song I heard of yours.
Oh, thank
I really
you.
enjoyed
Yes.
Appreciate it, yeah.
I feel like that's like the most accessible song that we like tell people to listen to when they first check us out.
Maybe that's why I heard it first.
Yeah.
You might have been like, hey, you should listen to this song.
Yeah, it's been a closer song of ours at a lot of our shows. We kind of like to go out with it.
Also because I don't like changing guitars on home. So I'm like, okay, we're
That's
gonna end
very
this.
real. Yeah.
We're gonna end it on a guitar switcheroo. Yeah.
Totally. Cool. Well, we have about 15 minutes left. It's probably time for like 2 or 3 more songs,
Yeah, so
depending on there.
we ran out of original songs, but we got some covers we can play. I heard
Sure.
we can play covers on the radio.
Oh yeah, you can play covers.
Alright, we got one from the Bay Area that we played this weekend.
Oh yeah,
had a
we
lot of
did
fun
these.
with.
Yes, we did these. Okay, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
One's a Seattle one, one's a Bay Area one.
We'll let the listeners decide. What do you like more?
Okay.
Start with-
For you those who are listening, disclaimer: this is not our song. So don't listen and be like, oh, these guys sound awesome. Thank you,
You'll
but
know.
we
You
didn't.
should think that, right? Like-
Yeah, we didn't write these. Okay. Which you know we're doing first? Welcome. Okay.
Thank
that's been cool is I'm slightly older than the other guys in the band, but we kind of bonded over love of like a lot of the same artists, a lot of the ones that were really popular when I was, I have to say it, middle school, grade school, high school.
Yeah.
We play a lot of covers of bands like Deftones, Green Day, stuff like that. We played the Kooks. What else have we done?
We're
Jimmy Eat World.
90s
Oh,
boys
yeah.
at heart.
Yeah.
90s, early 2000s. That's kind of like our bread and butter.
Yeah.
Oh, we've done Linkin Park. We've done Basement. Yeah.
Basement's kind of a newer band, aren't they?
They would be
Yeah,
newer
yeah.
generation than the ones. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm always been about. I think Green Day was the band that got me into music. So it's kind of a lethargic to kind of just do it right now. It's like we've been writing songs and I've been playing like Welcome to Paradise. That's like one of the first songs I ever learned.
We just started
Yeah.
jamming on it. We like didn't even really
Yeah.
plan to play it as a cover, and we just kind of like we both liked the song. We'd play it, and then we're just like, why don't we play it live?
That's how you know it's a good one. It just pops out. You're like, wait, I already know this song somehow. I just listened to it so much.
It's
Yeah.
like so intrinsic as like a child.
This next
Choice.
song,
Yeah.
one of the first CDs I ever owned, it got confiscated from me in 5th grade.
Scandalous.
It's another popular band. You're gonna know this one. We'll do one more cover. We'll play out with this one.
Hello, KXSF. Thanks for having us. It's been beautiful. I'm so happy to see that found my friends in my head. I'm so ugly, that's okay, 'cause so are you. Broke our hands Sunday morning, every day for all I can. I'm not scared, light my candle. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Project Haze coming on the show.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
having
appreciate
us.
it, yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we got just a couple more minutes, so I'll ask just a couple more questions to finish out the hour.
Absolutely.
Speaking of cover bands, who would be your dream band to open for? I'm gonna remove Nirvana from the conversation for obvious
Oh, yeah.
reasons.
Deftones, probably.
Deftones.
Deftones.
When we
Sick.
first started playing our shows, we played Deftones covers, and that was
Mm.
always a crowd favorite for us. That was kind of, I think, how we kind of made a little bit of a name for ourselves. We did a cover, Be Quiet and Drive.
Yeah.
Kind of did our own spin on it. That was always a crowd favorite. I don't know. What do you think, Johnny?
I'm gonna speak for myself for this one. Green Day,
Yeah.
because what I said before, they were probably the reason why I picked up music, in general. Just Billy Joe Armstrong's demeanor and just how he talks to the crowd, the
Yeah.
music. Definitely Green Day is top of my list. Deftones is in that list somewhere, for sure. And maybe Linkin Park. That's probably another one that really, a band that I grew up with that kind of got me into thinking oh, maybe I should join a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So if Gino or Billy Joe or anyone else in either of those bands are listening,
We're super
Project
available.
Haze is who you just heard. Yeah, we're super
Yeah,
available.
please hire us to open for your next festival, please. Your next tour.
Well, hopefully they are. I mean, actually, we did have Jason White on the show last fall, who's the touring guitarist for Green Day.
Oh,
He
wow,
did some
yes.
also solo stuff. He has a band called California that's impossible to Google, but it exists. And some other ones that I'm forgetting the names of right now. All right, well, it's looking like it's about the end of our hour. I'm going to put on our notice about we go off the air at 4, but we'll have more music coming up after that, including some music from some people mentioned in the show. Laserbeam, you're wearing the shirt there.
Got the Laserbeam shirt on.
And,
Shout out to Laserbeam.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back to you at 4.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
All right.
That was fun.
Cool.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Awesome.
That was a unique experience. For sure.
Yeah.